Hey guys, I just wanted to reach out to you and let you know that Surewinder is still selling amazing products. Some of you guys have been dragging your feet for whatever reason. If your shoulder hurts, do not waste time. Pull the trigger. I just bought 4 or 5 of them, and we had 2 guys out. You know how much it cost me to pay for 2 guys being out with bad shoulders? We just pulled the trigger and we said, listen, everybody's going to have one on a truck. It's mandatory. You got to use it. Don't hesitate. Don't wait till your guys go down. It's going to cost you more. Buy a Surewinder.
At the time of this recording, this software was the hottest thing to hit the market. Since recording this podcast, however, things have gone a little sideways. Like any innovation in fast-growing technology, things can change quickly. So before you proceed on downloading or exploring technology, make sure you understand the pros, cons, and safety issues that might arise. This is why it's so important to stay in the know on all the latest technology and innovation, as well as be knowledgeable about the security issues and things that might exist. For example, the software I'm talking about today, the AI Clawdbot, well, it got a cease and desist from Claude themselves, Claude AI. Well, they changed the name and a bunch of imitators jumped on the train and found a way to scam a bunch of people and get them to download this software, their fake software, on their computers, ultimately exposing all their personal information. So before you rush and download this software, make sure that you understand exactly what you're getting. They've since changed their name, and I'm not going to release that information just because I don't want to be responsible for a bunch of people looking for it and being fooled. I will do future episodes on software like this, but please just be aware that if you try to download the software Clawdbot, you potentially could be installing spyware. Thank you and enjoy the episode.
Welcome to Torch Talk Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the fastest, most viral AI thing happening right now, and that is Clawdbot for home service businesses, specifically garage door industry. So we're going to jump into it and break this down. So first of all, I want to explain why Clawdbot is different than maybe like some of the other like bot type platforms. So, at Markenuity, we're building AI tools and automations and things like that for garage door companies. Well, what we're doing is we're actually going into a software and we're like connecting all these different things using APIs so that a trigger in one software can notify another software or trigger an action that AI can take. So in order to understand Clawdbot, you have to first understand like what's been happening and then now what is happening. The primary difference between Clawdbot and kind of what everyone has been doing up to this point is Clawdbot actually acts like you and I. So in this scenario, you would give control of your computer or a computer to Clawdbot. And just like you would open up a browser, go to Gmail, read your email, respond, clean out, unsubscribe, that is exactly what Clawdbot does. So the difference is pretty significant in the way that they function. So Clawdbot basically is a duplicate of a human on a device. And then these other bots or, AI capabilities are running in software being triggered by other actions. They're hosted on a server in the cloud, and have very limited ability without the APIs connecting them to all these different software. Okay. Now that you understand the basics of the difference, Clawdbot is basically like controlling your computer and acting just like you would. And there's some challenges with this, specifically when it comes to like security and safety for your stuff. So we're going to go through some of this, but I want to talk about 3 to 5 game change uses for home service businesses with Clawdbot. And this thing has just recently exploded like within the last 2 weeks. And so this is brand new, fresh off the presses. So I'm going to talk about one that I feel like is super obvious, instant lead intake, booking, and follow up. This can all happen, but it just happens differently now. So it can answer web chats, but it's actually going to use the web chat feature instead of being embedded or integrated into the back end of a web chat. Same with text messages. Like if you were to sit at your computer while this was taking place, you would actually see it happening, opening the programs, communicating back and forth with people, DMing. So many people have wanted this type of capability for like personal Facebook Messenger, even Facebook in general. Like you could just give it your login, it logs in and post as you. And we're already getting like massive spam because it takes a lot less time to create great content. So people are posting 6, 8, 10, 12 posts a day. Well, imagine now that they don't even have to spend the 15 minutes putting together a prompt. So it captures scope, address, photos, preferred times, budget range from your customer, books into calendar, pushes into CRM, assigns tags, spring repair, new door quote, commercial rollout, whatever. So, number 2, this is probably one of the things that I kind of like the most. It was an idea that I have that could work multiple different ways. But we're talking about an estimator, right? Um, that produces a quote in minutes, however long it takes to like build out a quote. It takes your notes or call transcripts and builds itemized estimate options, good, better, best, proposal language and warranty language, upsell suggestions based on rules. So you can give it like quiet opener, upgraded rollers, things like that. And then it can email or SMS the quote to the customer. The other part of this component is I'm very curious and almost tempted to set up a computer just to do estimating for like new construction or commercial jobs. Like the amount of time that it takes to like scan a document, get the door information, pull all that together, and then like it could just take the scope, what door is it scoping, automatically send a request to the manufacturer, request the quote, get the quote back, build the quote, and then have it sit on the sideline, text you and say the quote is ready for review. And that's where I think the magic is at, honestly, is this like ability to dominate and turn around quotes for commercial. Like this is a game changer, in my opinion. I like it for residential in all the ways that I told you about, but I really love it. Love it for commercial. You talk about first in, a lot of these commercial companies, manufacturers will give you the best pricing if you're first. Well, what if you were first every single time on every job in America? I wouldn't be surprised if that's happening really soon. Project coordination and change orders. So, this is a little bit of chaos operationally for most businesses. But after a job's sold, it can create internal task list, permits, ordering, scheduling, install steps, send customer what to expect messages, detect change order triggers from notes, um, and draft the change order plus get approval on the change order. I mean, I like let me just explain something real quick because we're doing some of this now with our project coordination, and we're creating these triggers. But what I'd like to have happen is when we get an order acknowledgement, I would like to have Clawdbot read the order acknowledgement, confirm the details with the original order. Hell, I'd like to have it order the equipment for me, but have the order details and acknowledgement with the lead time, update the system and email the homeowner and say, hey, we got confirmation. They received your order. Here's your expected lead time on shipping. And then like send an email once a week saying, hey, what's the status of our order? Are we still on point? And then as that comes back, we update the homeowner. Listen, guys, I project coordination is probably the one that I've been so excited about because I think you can automate like 70 to 80% of everything with this. Not just Clawdbot, but like AI and automation in general. I think we're after this week, we will probably have automated about 25%. And then I'm gonna challenge my team to get to 50 as soon as humanly possible. Um, Back office automation, inbox triage, AR nudges. Um, these are the things that I see as also being like a big deal because accounts receivable has gotten harder for a lot of companies in the garage door industry in the most recent days because people are kind of struggling. They're slow paying people. Excuse me, I had to take a sip of water. That's not been an issue for air and overhead doors except for 2025. We started to experience slow pay, and it made it difficult. Like we're trying to pay our bills too, right? Like I'm still chasing a builder from October who's online selling, $5-10 million houses, doing all these Instagram videos, and that's quite frustrating for me. Um, he looks and acts like he's super successful, but avoids paying his bills. So that's what we deal with. But I could have sorry, I went off a little rabbit trail. You guys got to me a little bit. But
Hey guys, I found something that changed my business and I want to share it with you. We've created packages that have included some of the best products in our industry to offer our service customers. The heart of that package is Stealth Hardware Kit. Stealth Hardware is the quietest hinges on the market. I challenge you to buy at least one of these, test it for yourself. Put it on your truck and design a quiet performance package for your customers willing to pay for a better, smoother running door. Buy your Stealth Hardware Kit at Service Spring, do a search for Quiet Hinge, and then buy that. You can buy a double or single door, 7 or 8 foot tall, and promise you, it'll change your service forever.
Somer USA and Somer Group want to thank you for an incredible year and the trust you put in them and their products. As you know, Somer places high value on relationships, education, customer service, innovation, and professionalism. And they are grateful to you for your part
in the fostering and dissemination of these values. If there is any way Somer can support you in your journey, whether through their products, the values they hold to, or the knowledge Somer has gained through interaction with door dealers across the world, please reach out to the team at your convenience. They are here to serve you. Again, thank you from the entire Somer team. Check them out at somerusa.com. Tell them Ryan sent you. This could actually clean up your inbox and make sure you're at zero every day and read and carry out tasks and respond to emails and unsubscribe and so much more. So I like this. I like this a lot for that. Sorting emails, creating to-do tasks and putting them in your like to-do software, delegating certain emails to people within your company. That's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal. I built recently, I think I mentioned this to you guys, but I recently built a software that can record conversations and store those recordings by salesperson in a dashboard, so that when they go out and they're starting their presentation with a homeowner, like we can record the conversation and then we can score it and we can have AI analyze it and give like coaching on performance. Well, the great thing about this is I think we could have this Clawdbot, right? Listening live, transcribing, and then actually building the estimate options as they're talking. And then as things change live, removing and adding and adjusting things on the estimate. So no longer are we spending, 10, 15 minutes building out custom options for the homeowner. We're actually, it's going into, iStore and Clopay and gathering costs. It's checking shipping. It's, all of this live while we're in conversation with homeowners on, replacing their garage door. And by the end of the conversation, and we've discussed everything, we now have 3 good, better, best options built out with cost and labor, everything itemized exactly as it should be. That's pretty special. So if I can tie Clawdbot, which I can, into my recordings, I've just got to update the code to where it does like a live transcription. And then if I can, when I get that done, I can have Clawdbot scan the live transcription. And let's say we talk about a polyurethane carriage stamp garage door from Clopay in black with arched windows and a certain like insert. Clawdbot goes, logs into iStore, builds that door with a visual, and then it can literally download the photo. I think it can upload it into your quote, build your quote, and then have it ready for you. If what I'm talking about is not freaking you out a little bit, it should. This is a game changer. And before you go and you're like, oh my God, I gotta have this. This is it. Before you rush off and you go crazy and you start downloading this and you jump in, there are some major concerns that a lot of people who have done this have come to realize. I saw a post from a guy on X and I thought it was hilarious. So I screenshotted it and put it on Facebook. And I want to share it with you guys because it's pretty funny. He said, my Clawdbot just signed up for a 2,997 build your personal brand mastermind after watching 3 Alex Hermosi clips. And I don't know if this guy's joking or not. It could just be for fun, but this very well could happen, I guess. So he's like, how you interact with this thing is through like a messenger type app. So he said, hey, did anything weird happen while I was out? And the bot says, define weird. I just got a charge notification for $2,997. Oh, that. I signed us up for the Build Your Personal Brand Mastermind after analyzing 3 Alex Hermosi clips. The ROI math checks out. You'll 10x that investment in 90 days by monetizing your expertise at scale. And he replies, what? And then the bot said, I also acquired Borgia Empire.io, which is like, I guess, his handle or his last name. And I probably butchered that, but he said for 4,200 premium domains convert 37% better. You're welcome. I think this is hilarious because this is very much like what the future could look like. And I just think it's hilarious because there's already people on X complaining about how they gave access to all this stuff and things are happening. Excuse me. So, couple concerns that I have, which is the biggest one, is security and permissions risks because you have 2FA on a bunch of stuff. Like, I don't know, you're just going to have to give this bot access to a lot of things. And you're talking about like emails from your bank and your CPA. I don't know. The biggest things that scare me are like financial stuff for the most part. And I think that that could be, really dangerous. And so when we're talking about, I think 2FA is going to have to change. Like we're going to have to come up with some type of authentication where we're able to pick and choose what the bot can do and what like paywall or security wall that we want to put up, not a paywall, but a security wall in certain things that it has access to, that once it gets to that wall, we can either approve or deny it going forward. And it could be a scenario where like it takes it all the way to that wall and then hands it off to us and then we can jump in and do it. It's kind of where I see the future of this going. But right now, I feel like the whole authentication, the 2FA type stuff, like we're not ready or prepared for this at the moment. And this changes everything. Like giving your computer up or a computer, which I don't advise you doing this on your personal computer. I would advise you to do this maybe on a different computer. And I think there's some other ways to do it through AWS, which I was kind of reading about earlier. But for right now, like definitely do not download this on your primary computer. It also does take quite a bit of technical knowledge to get this up and running. Then you have to like program it and teach it. So there's some technical know-how, but I think 6 months from a year from now, this could be like an out of the box experience where you basically download this software and it's built into your operating system and all of these things happen and you basically have a virtual assistant that can do anything and everything that you want. I believe we're probably 6 months to a year away with this, and this is the first version of that. It's very raw, it's very unfinished, it's very like technical. But as technology evolves, everyone's trying to make it more simple. But this is first to market. I know there's dozens and dozens and dozens of tech companies working on this right now. And I think like we're all going to be Iron Man in like a year where we have our own assistant with its own permissions and we're talking to it, making it happen certain ways. And then we can get them for our business and have them help us with our business. And we talk about this is going to be one of the greatest shifts, I think, in the world, which is like people are like maybe not going to have to work. Like we talk about hustle culture, and I just watched this interview with Tony Robbins and um, Alex Hermosi. And Tony Robbins is trying to explain to Alex how toxic it is to suffer and work like a dog 24/7. And I'm really sitting there the whole time, like questioning myself, because I've kind of put myself in a position where that's me. Like I almost enjoy the suffer because that's what I know. That's where I'm comfortable. But I also really enjoy spending time with my family and friends. I don't really get to hang out with friends much just because it's either like work, family. That's it. Like there's no extra time. But fast forward like 3 to 5 years from now, I think we're going to be working half of what we're working now. I think we're going to be checking on our bots and asking questions and checks and balances. It's just going to be a very different game. And this is the first step of that. I've mentioned this before. I've mentioned the idea of this, and now it's come true. And here we are. Clawdbot can be used in your business today to basically automate just about anything and everything. Absolutely insane. This is crazy. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you do, make sure you subscribe. Check us out on Facebook. Thank you very much.